What's up, guys? It's Benny. I'm in Washington, D.C. right now. I'm actually staying right across the street from the ruins of BLM Plaza, where we mourned for months and actually rigged a presidential election in favor of a fentanyl head who died because he overdosed while being arrested by the police for committing a crime. His name's George Floyd. The entire nation was ripped apart, and Marxist terrorist anarchical mobs were able to loot, plunder, rape, and pillage, all in the name of George Floyd. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are not a better country for it, and the ruins of BLM of Plaza in D.C. are, of course, gone and stripped from the earth. No monuments for Marxists in my nation, thank God. However, I doubt that the same amount of celebration and mourning will be given to a young man who's 17, who's a 4.0 student, a gifted athlete, a Christian, and a spectacular son and brother, Austin Metcalf, who perished after being stabbed for absolutely no reason at a track meet. Austin Metcalf's face and image and story is all over my timeline. It's trending right now, so here's the actual story. 17-year-old boy died in his twin brother's arms after he was stabbed in the heart at a track meet in Texas, asking somebody to get out of his seat. Austin Metcalf was attacked Wednesday in Frisco, Texas, when he told Carmelo Anthony that he was sitting in the wrong chair, according to the teen's family. Anthony was charged with murder. He allegedly stabbed Metcalf in the heart. His brother held him as he bled out. What? So here's Austin Metcalf, had his whole life ahead of him, incredible student and talented, gifted student. And here is Carmelo Anthony, who just straight up committed, like, in cold blood homicide. Will anybody even remember Austin Metcalf's name? On every conceivable level, this is far worse than George Floyd, who was, again, according to the autopsy report, addicted to fentanyl, according to his friends, addicted to drugs constantly in his life. I'm not saying he deserved to die. I'm saying he died of an overdose while he was behaving criminally. This kid, Austin Metcalf, is innocent, is somebody who makes our country better, is like the sort of the bedrock of the country, right? 4.0 student, a loving son and brother. And he goes on to lose his life for what exactly? Because he was in the wrong seat? Listen to his brother explain this.
There was this kid, before I knew his name now, this kid was sitting under our tent at track. We asked him to move. He started getting aggressive and talking reckless. And my brother stepped in and said, "You need to move." He's like, "Make me move." Austin grabbed his backpack. The kid, I tried to whip around as fast as I could, but I didn't see the stab. But then I look at my brother, and then I'm not going to talk about the rest. So just that's just what I saw. And I tried to help him, but
it was just senseless.
It was really senseless. Really, I don't know why a person would do that to someone just over that little argument. It's just crazy in this world nowadays how people just up and do that. Like that man has a family. That man has people that care about them all the time, and he did everything for our family too. He was a strong man. He was a strong kid.
So now their lives are destroyed because of this monster who deserves the death penalty. This is Austin Metcalf's final post on X. "Faith in God got me, and my work will pay off." Oh, it's heart-crushing. It's heartbreaking. Oh, my gosh. That's his last post. Austin Metcalf, MVP, Fresco Memorial Football, National Honor Society, near perfect GPA. He was fatally stabbed in the chest by Carmelo Anthony. The legacy media would call it a hate crime if it was reversed. It needs to be charged as a hate crime, and Carmelo Anthony needs to get the death sentence, the electric chair. Death sentence is legal in Texas. They execute prisoners all the time. Death sentence, immediately send a message. Send a message that you're not allowed to just like rob people. Like maybe where you're from, that's how things go. This is America, and we are a nation of rules. And also, more importantly, we're a nation of setting an example. Say his name, Austin Metcalf. High-achieving high school student, killed in cold blood. Zero national outrage. Jason Whitlock died in the arms of his twin brother, according to reports. This is a tragedy. Austin Metcalf. Carmelo Anthony has been arrested and charged with first-degree murder. He needs to be charged federally as a hate crime. That's what needs to happen next. This needs to be a federal hate crime. No protests, no riots, no politicians kneeling in front of a golden casket. There will be no statues, murals, or streets named after him. That's right. Let's listen to his father. Prayers for the Metcalf family. This is completely heartbreaking.
The sad part about it is he died in his brother's arms. They were twins, identical twins. And his brother was holding on to him, trying to make it stop bleeding. And he died in his brother's arms. And I rushed up there, and I saw him on the gurney. And I could tell. They said he wasn't breathing. I could see all the blood. I saw where the wound was.
Understandably still in shock, Jeff Metcalf says a precious memory was made just this past weekend when he took his twin boys hunting. That's where Austin got his first hog. Well, this morning at around 10, he rushed here to Kirkendall Stadium where the Memorial High School student athlete suffered a fatal stab wound during this track and field meet. Frisco police say a fight broke out between two students when one stabbed the other. More than 100 student athletes were participating in this meet. Fortunately, they were safely evacuated. Police arrested the suspect. He is 17-year-old Carmelo Anthony of Frisco. He is now charged with murder. Some students, unfortunately, witnessed this deadly encounter and have been interviewed by police. Despite life-saving efforts, the 16-year-old victim died at the hospital. Austin, his father shares, was born 2 minutes before his twin brother Hunter, the two inseparable, as you can imagine. Austin is being remembered as an outstanding student at Memorial High, his football team's MVP, and a young man of faith. His father grappling with loss and forgiveness.
I'm not trying to judge, but what kind of parents did this child have? What was he taught? He brought a knife to a track meet, and he murdered my son by stabbing him in the heart. The guy was in the wrong place. They asked him to move, and he bowed up. This is murder. I don't know. I know they have someone in custody.
Yeah, we do.
And you know what? I already forgive this person. Already. God takes care of things. God's going to take care of me. God's going to take care of my family.
The victim's father says these two teens did not know each other before today. We do need to stress that police have not said what they believe led up to this deadly encounter. There is a prayer vigil tonight at 7 p.m. at Hope Fellowship Church right here in Frisco.
It just gets worse. My understanding is that Austin Metcalf had a potential D1 football recruit, member of the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, 3.9 students. A tragic story. Everybody mourning him this morning, his twin brother breaking down in tears. Where is the national outrage? I mean, we're doing as best that we can. I mean, we can just bring attention to this horrifying incident and do our very best to ensure that there is actual justice here. And justice looks like the death penalty as far as I'm concerned. I'm no prosecutor, but that's what I would say. No activists will speak out on behalf of this family. This is Metcalf's mother also speaking out. Oh, it's just horrifying. Local news report here. I'm going to be following this story. We'll be following the story on the channel. We'll be at the DOJ today. This needs to be civil rights violation. Charging, federal charges, go.
17-year-old Austin Metcalf's twin brother was at the track with him. His family says he died in his brother's arms. Fox 4's Amelia Jones spoke with the teen's victim's father and is live in Frisco tonight. Amelia.
Steve, Heather, 17-year-old Austin Metcalf had a bright future ahead of him. He was a leader on the football field and a scholar in the classroom. His dad told me he's holding on to memories and leaning deep on his faith as he tries to wrap his mind around this senseless tragedy.
He was going to turn out to be a great individual and impact this world with positivity.
17-year-old Austin Metcalf was voted MVP of the Frisco Memorial High School varsity football team. The linebacker held a near-perfect GPA and was in the National Honor Society.
He was on the right track. He was doing everything right. I was so proud.
Jeff Metcalf never imagined that his son's future would be cut short.
I'm still in shock.
Wednesday morning, Austin Metcalf was at a District 11 5A track meet at Kirkendall Stadium. Around 10 a.m., Frisco police say 17-year-old Carmelo Anthony stabbed Metcalf in the chest after some sort of fight. Jeff Metcalf says it was Austin's twin brother, Hunter Metcalf, who tried to save him.
And his brother was holding him, trying to hold the blood in, and he passed. My son watched his brother die in his arms.
It's unclear how Anthony got the knife into the meat or what exactly led up to the fight. Anthony is now facing first-degree murder charges, and Jeff Metcalf
It was the best weekend ever.
is only left with memories.
I was able to watch and be blessed so much. But having both my sons are amazing.
When Jeff Metcalf was diagnosed with cancer 9 years ago, his boys were his strength. Now cancer-free, it's his faith that's keeping him strong.
And when I kissed his forehead today, as his body was cold, I ran my fingers through his hair. I told him it's not goodbye. It's see you later. I'll join you at some point too, son. You just beat me to this place.
Wednesday night, the family's church opened its doors for the community to gather for a prayer vigil to honor a young man whose life touched so many.
But I know he's with the Lord. And I take comfort and peace in that.
In our conversation, Jeff mentioned that he hopes his son's death brings changes to security so no other parent has to go through this. Memorial High School will honor Austin tomorrow during second period, and counselors will be available for any students or staff who need it.